What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you will receive a notification every time that I drop a video, and you can go and check it out. Let's get into it. I had to do a reaction to this video that Dubs did regarding blacks not being able to drink out of the water faucet or a certain water faucet on the yard there in Folsom. Now, I watched this video at 4 a.m. this morning. Perhaps I was still a bit asleep, and maybe I misheard some things. I'm going to watch it for the second time with you all, and I'm going to listen closely. But for those, most of you guys know that the history between Dubs and I. For those that don't, he and I used to be very close in CYA. Before he pushed my tooth back, we got into a fight. He pushed my tooth back, and we had lost contact after that. And Dubs, shout out to him, has been helping me with my channel from day one, and was recently making all of my thumbnails for me without a problem, and was doing it promptly, and didn't charge me a dime even though I offered him money. So a good man in my book, and someone that I would consider a friend. And I haven't spoke with Dubs about this video. He and I do text each other. He just sent me a long text the other day regarding some information about my channel, something that would help me with my channel. And so we communicate. And probably I could have sent him a text or a phone call before I did this reaction, but I didn't want to taint my reaction to his video. I didn't want what he had to say to me to influence my reaction. I sort of want to go at it as if it's not Dubs that's doing the video. How would I react if it was someone else doing the video? In order for my reaction to be authentic, but that's going to be hard to do because I have to bear in mind that it is Dubs that did the video. And I have to take into consideration his cachet and knowing that he has been to prison and has been a shot caller and has put in work in prison. However, perhaps, again, I misunderstood. Maybe I missed a whole chunk of the video because I'm missing something. Or maybe Dubs misremembers or misunderstands what transpired, because though I wasn't there, Dubs said that this happened in 2004 or 2005. I was in High Desert at the time. And I didn't have to be there. I know how level 4s work. I know how politics work inside of these level 4s. Let me disabuse you now, public, of this stupid notion that blacks are somehow behind the walls afraid of Southsiders or something. You know, and I see now what some blacks be saying, like some of these Southsiders, not talking about Dubs, some of these other ones, some people accuse Dubs of it. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of his content like that. He advises me, and I appreciate it. But some, I know other ones, they really embellish some of these stories and make it appear as if, according to some of my commenters, like blacks are in there with their tails tucked. That's not the case, bro. Dubs says here in this video that the only threat to Southsiders are other Southsiders. And let me say in this video that the only threat to blacks are other blacks. We don't worry about nobody else. I've heard countless blacks say, man, shit, man, you know, they have some blacks that are racist as well, that don't like Mexicans. And you hear them say all the time, man, we get into them, I'm going to knock 100 of their ass out. I'm going to stab them up. I'm going to this, that. Man, fuck them. I hate them motherfuckers, man. Them motherfuckers think they better than us. You know, this and that. You hear them say that. I don't hear blacks saying, I'm afraid of them. I don't hear that, bro. So this whole idea that blacks went to the water faucet and 3 Serenos surrounded him and told him that he can't drink out of this water faucet, and he just accepted that and every black on the yard just accepted that, is mind-blowing to me. Knowing what I know about politics in the level 4 prisons. Dub said that they had some young Southsiders there and they just wanted to start a war with the blacks. Well, just start a war then. Just kick it off. What you waiting on? We ain't going nowhere. What you got to use a water faucet as an excuse for? Because don't the shot callers have other people that they have to answer to? That was the problem with going to war in Pelican Bay. That's why they couldn't get on the same page. They couldn't get on the same page in San Quentin with the story that I just brought you. The Mexican Mafia couldn't get on the same page about when to attack because they had higher-ups that they had to answer to. And it's the same thing there in Folsom. They have higher-ups that they have to answer to. So if you kick off a war because you're going to tell blacks that they can't drink out of a fucking water faucet, and ain't no blacks about to accept that, and some of y'all get hurt during that war, don't y'all have to answer to that? Don't the shot callers have to answer to that? Now, as I said, Dubs is my guy. And I'm not saying that he's lying. But what I am saying, take it how you want, is that this didn't happen like this. There's no way. Level 4 yards are serious, bro. Understand this. I'm one of them boys. But I'm just one of them. There's a lot of strong black men behind those walls, extremely educated, have been reading books for decades behind the walls, are extremely well read, are warrior and soldier-like in their characteristics every day. Very strong of mind and body, and have an abundance of racial pride. And they will never back down to another race. They would die first. I know this. I know these men. And I know that no one would ever tell them, no one, that they can't drink out of a fucking water faucet unless they're prepared to go up immediately. Let's get into it.
What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today's gonna be another glimpse at prison, another prison story. Once again, all I can do is keep it real. So this one happened around 2004 or 2005.
I was in High Desert.
Sea facility in New Folsom. Now, for those of you that have been around, you've heard about it. For those of you that haven't, let me.
I certainly should have heard about this.
In New Folsom, B facility was always considered, since it opened, B facility was considered the gangster yard. A facility was, I think, the first full-blown PC yard in California. It wasn't even called that. It was a place where a lot of the dudes that were there really were former legends that had found themselves in bad standing or whatever, been hit, whatever it was. That's who was over there, as well as dudes that got hit on B facility. They would send them over there and they would transfer them, I don't know where after that, but and then C facility had a curfew. Somebody asked me before, what is a curfew? A curfew is a set limit of time that people were allowed, that Southerners were allowed to be on that facility. For C facility, it was 9 months, and people are like, 9 months? The fuck? That's a long time. The reason why is because there were no dropouts on the yard. There was trash there though, and people ask me when I say, what is a junkyard? A junkyard means there's trash there. Trash meaning dudes that are no good. And sometimes what would happen, or a lot of times, dudes would get hit on B facility and they'd send them to C facility, and that was a stronghold for the Northern Raza C facility. And what these dudes would do is they would go over there, basically lick their nuts, not get off, and identify for the Northerners. Whenever a homie would come, a camarada would come, they would say, hey, you might want to hit that dude. Or dudes that they knew from the county jail or whatever, they would say, hey, that dude's with it, you might want to hit him. And the Northerners would try to do that. If the dude was caught slipping, they would hit him. If not, there would be a thing between them. So anyways, around 2000, the Northerners decided to file paperwork that they did not.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers.
Not want to share the yard with Southerners and whites, only blacks and others, and natives, right?
That's true.
They filed paperwork. That paperwork led them to be taken off the yard, placed in their cells, and gave the Southerners more access and more action to take over the yard without even a war. That's when things changed. The curfew was lifted.
Right now,
prior to that, the curfew was lifted.
Reacting to this.
But that right there changed the game.
That I need to react to. I
got down there in 2001. I've told many stories of what happened. There was somebody in place. They were doing a bad job I didn't want to have anything to do with the leadership there. The dudes.
So yeah, man. I'll get into some of that what Dubs is talking about in one of my other videos soon. The Norteños filing that paperwork. And as a result of them filing that paperwork, they were locked up in different prisons, and everyone else came out, and other races were able to sort of gain the power and take over the yard. Sort of backfired on the Norteños. That's not what they were asking for. That's not what they wanted. But that's what ended up happening. But right now, I just want to stay focused on reacting to Dub's video, or the part about the water faucet. So I'll get into the other stuff later. I'm just playing this whole video. I was going to skip some of it and just go to the part where, where the incident happened over the water faucet, but I'll just play the whole thing out. For right now, I'm not that good at, cutting out certain stuff and getting right. You can see how it's all set up. I mean, just bear with me, man. But just had to play this shit, man. Let's see. Go check out Dub's channel. Y'all go watch the video yourself. He has a good channel. He has a lot of stories, a lot of content. And again, he's helped me out in my channel, with my channel from day one. From day one, he was there for me. Before Milk or anybody did anything for me, Dubs was doing shit for me. So, I mean, I'm going to always remember that no matter what. Let's continue, though.
That came down with me. None of us wanted to have anything to do with leadership. We wanted to be able to stay in the corner, make some money, do our thing, let them have the headache, because that's all it was. Unfortunately, these dudes could not get it together. Myself and a handful of other dudes, 4 other dudes, wound up taking the yard over and becoming the leadership. Okay, so
Dubs is a shot caller.
Now, fast forward to, I can't remember, it was 2004, 2005. We had already had an incident over a handball court with the blacks, which was handled without any bloodshed. We wound up taking over the handball court. And
it took over.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of youngsters. There was 120 of us on the yard.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
There was a lot of young.
Hold on. My bad, y'all. I keep on hitting my little light. It's like a little shortage or something in this damn thing. I ain't helping it. Oh my God. Okay. So now I'll refer you to one of my earlier videos, which was level 4 protocol, where I said that when the yards are established, or when the yards first open up, it's established who has what table, what handball court, what pull-up bars. And oftentimes a riot happens over it. Not that there is no bloodshed, we just took over the handball court. No, it's gonna be bloodshed. Do the research. It's been riots in most prisons that open up between blacks and Southsiders, or blacks and Norteños, whoever's in that prison. Blacks going up with them to establish the hierarchy and who has what on the yard. Folsom has been open up at this time, and for some time, and they just now about to argue and fight over the handball court. Who's had it up until this point? The handball court. Who had it up until this point? I want to know. I wonder. And why would it change? Who wants to change? You know, and y'all just say, you know, that's what it's going to be. They just agreed, man. You sure this wasn't a PCR, Dubs? Because these black dudes on here, they sounding weak as this not the level 4 I know. With none of these dudes on here that you speaking of right now. I don't know about these type of level 4s right here. I've never been on these. I've never been on these kind of level 4s. They just gave y'all the handball court and said, okay, that's it. The black leaders, man, I know some strong dudes up in there, bro. Some strong dudes. These dudes strong as fuck. They ready to die or unalive for theirs. I'm telling you. In every prison, bro, in every level 4, you got blacks like that. In every level. You know, I wasn't there. I don't have to be. I know the politics. And I've never heard that there have been fights over the handball court, pull-up bars, the tables, but never over a water faucet. The water faucet is open to everyone. Everybody's out there running laps, tired, working out. Ain't nobody finna walk over here to go to no damn water faucet. Man, this don't belong to nobody. This is fucking water. This shit is for everybody. I wish you would. Approach me talking about we can't drink no water over here.
Youngsters there who had never been involved in warfare with the blacks, who wanted war with the blacks, who felt like we needed more real estate. And we did. We honestly did. However, the leadership, well, myself and 3 of us on the leadership felt it wasn't the time. There was a lot of stuff going on in other yards that was affecting the money flow to the legends.
Ever since you were young, you were lied to. In fact, I was too. But one thing I'm never going to teach my kids is that I have to save up cash.
So Dubs just said that himself and 3 other leaders said that it wasn't time, that some young Rasa, they wanted to go to war with blacks just for, he didn't say why, just for no reason. They just wanted to go to war with blacks. And I guess they were okay with it too, except for the fact that it just wasn't the time. The timing wasn't right because some legends, the people he referred to as legends, understand, these are his legends. Us blacks, we don't give a damn about none of that shit. We can have our own legends, bro, that we respect and admire. You understand? We don't care about it. They're not legends to us. We don't fear that shit, man. It's a misnomer, a fallacy. It's fallacious that we are afraid of any damn one. Period. So they wanted a war with the blacks for no reason. Well, God, kick it off. What you need? You don't need a reason. Just go to war. Because you just said they just wanted a war. They wanted to start a war with the blacks. The blacks had done nothing. But yet these young people, these young Southsiders, he said on the yard, wanted to go to war. him and the other leaders, I guess they was okay with it. They just decided that this just wasn't the right time because the money flow had been slowing down for the legends. Man, all kind of motherfuckers been dropping out, slowing down the money flow for these so-called legends. All kind of people been dropping out. That's what's slowing down the money flow, bro. The structure is not the same. The south side of the structure is not the same. Their money flow has diluted because of that. Like every car structure is not the same, bro, period. That's it. But they wanted to go to war. Should have just kicked it off then. Because if you're saying that we can't drink out of a water faucet, that's the same as just kicking it off, because for sure, it's going to go up. Everywhere I know, it would have went up. What type of yard was y'all on? This was a cold PC yard. It had to be a PC yard.
I was constantly talking homies out of creating a situation for war with the blacks. And so one day,
don't talk them out of nothing. Shit. Bring it.
One of the people on the part of the leadership,
we got some cold,
took it upon himself. And so the way it was is there was 3 drinking fountains on the yard.
I'm about to bring some stories. I ain't want to do
2 of them in the black area, and 1 was on the track, close to in our area, but on the track, so it's neutral. And they had told me, hey, we're gonna move that drinking fountain. And I said, for what? They said, because the blacks have 2, we only have 1, and they're using ours. And I said, yeah, but ours isn't really ours. Ours is everybody's because it's on the track. And he's like, yeah. The vato was like, yeah, but I don't like that. We're going to get our own, so they got to go drink their shit and stop coming around. And I said, man, leave it alone, homie. That's just trying to start shit. That's like, it's not worth it. Like, are you willing to have it stamped like we go to war over a drinking fountain because you decided to move it? Like, we can put it to a vote. We can put it on the table and we can vote on it, and majority rules is what we'll do. And he's like, never mind then, Holmes. Never mind. I'm like, all right. I'm yard crew. I'm on the yard every day, all day. One day I go in for the day. I don't remember what I had to take care of. And my camarada comes and he's like, hey, did you know about this? And I said, what? He goes, they're moving the drinking fountain. I said, who? And he told me. And I was like, fuck, man. So I tell him, hey, tell the who that let me out. I go out, and by then they had already moved it. And they moved it deep into our area, right? Actually moved it right by where the leadership used to post up. Where we would have our discussions. There was a certain area on the yard, and it was right behind where that was, right? Sure enough, blacks went to go, like, at first they were confused and they were like, oh, there it is. And they walked over there. And of course, they were quickly surrounded by a bunch of Southerners. Hey, Holmes, you can't drink from that drinking fountain. They were like, what?
Okay. Let me stop you right there. So, now, typically on a level 4, and when I say typically, I mean always, when a move's about to be made, even by another race, something big like that, they know, you come and let everyone know what's going on. Like he said, they had something over the handball court, right? And it was resolved without bloodshed, and they ended up getting a handball court, because blacks just like to relinquish everything without a struggle. Hell, I can't tell. We've been struggling the whole time in this country. We ain't relinquishing shit anymore. However, it was a discussion about it. That's typically what happens. But in this case with the water faucet, y'all don't even come tell the blacks that they can't drink out of it no more. Y'all don't let the black leaders know. Y'all don't let no blacks know that we're talking about taking over the water faucet, or, hey, we just took over the water faucet. Don't drink over here no more. We don't even know that we can't even drink over there no more. The first time the black find out is when he's on the yard looking for now he don't know where it's at. He's on the yard looking for the water faucet. It says, oh, there it is. And he goes over there to drink, and he gets surrounded by Southsiders, I'm assuming, that have weapons. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's how they play. They ain't finna surround you without a weapon. He's going to later say that they have weapons over there by the water faucet. So we got weapons too. So fucking what, man? Nobody cares. I promise you, bro. Don't believe, nobody gives a fuck. The blacks, we ain't going out like that. Motherfuckers. So they surround the black who just going over there to drink some water like they've been doing every day. They don't know no better. They don't know that y'all done just took this over and said that blacks can't drink out of this water faucet no more. We going back to the 40s and 50s. But this is a new generation. And we forgive our grandfathers. And they fought the best that they could. But we know better. We've read the works of Fannin and Malcolm. We understand revolution. And we're not afraid to die. We show it every day. Just unfortunately, at the moment, we're unaliving one another. But eventually we'll get it together and unite. It's going to be hell to pay when that day happens. That's why all of the separate and different entities do all that they can to keep us divided and separated, understanding that the day that these people get it together and connect the dots and understand that there's strength in unity and really begin to love one another and come together, that's going to jeopardize our very existence. So we must do all that we can to keep them divided. But we're waking up. They surrounded the black. What happened after they surrounded the black? I guess he probably ran and did something. Listen.
What do you mean? They were like, it's not on the track no more. This is ours. You guys got two down there. Go drink from those. And I'm just standing there like, okay, the bottles that move this, they're going to have to pay for this if something goes wrong. They walked off, but you could see their people watching. Like everybody, the yard got quiet. Everybody was looking like, started pointing like, hey, look, because they see the Southerners surrounding these three dudes. They walked off. Next thing you know, I have black shot callers getting at me because I had good communication with them. I've always said war and violence is a breakdown, is a result of a breakdown in communication. That's all it is. So they get at me. They're like, hey, so what's up, man? Is this what we're doing now? And I said, look, I was honest with them. I said, look, this is not something that was agreed upon by everybody, but it is what it is now. It's not moving. It's staying there. Hopefully you don't bite, but if you decide that it's something worth beefing over, then, just know that wasn't my intention. They were like, all right, and they let it slide. But see, that right there is why there are so many people.
Okay. All right. So they surrounded the black. The yard stopped and got quiet. The other blacks saw that the Sureños had a black surrounded. And they did nothing. That's never happened on any yard I've been to. Not even a level 2 or a level 3, much less a level 4. If you surround a black on a yard, we will attack. I've seen it, I've done it, I've been involved in it many times, bro. If the East Coasters or 60s surround a Hoover by a water faucet and look like it's menacing, it's nefarious, of course we're coming, and vice versa. So if y'all surrounded a black and all of the blacks stopped and they see this, what they just stood there and let y'all surround them? Nobody did nothing? And then the black leaders came and talked to y'all and you told them it is what it is. And they just said, okay. What kind of black leaders? What yard was this again? When did this happen? What the fuck? Never in my life heard no shit like this in my fucking life. My fucking life, bro.
People that say, oh, the Southerners are so racist and this and this and that. But this is why I wanted to tell this story. It was a glimpse into
who racist. We don't
some
care.
are. Just like some blacks are. Some whites, some Asians, some everybody are racist.
We against it. Everybody's against us.
But to me, I was a businessman.
We good.
That was a bad business call. Bad business move.
Business.
Luckily, it didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, that shit would have been bad.
But when the decision was made to move that drinking fountain, there were knives all around that fucking drinking fountain.
Waiting for anybody
to decide, hey, nah,
we got those things too, bro, and we use them up in there.
There was unnecessary tension on that yard.
They just accepted
But
this.
myself,
and they couldn't drink out of
and
the
a
water
handful
faucet.
of other
I never
dudes
heard
were
of
like,
this. I was in prison in 2004, 2005.
We
I was in
don't
high
agree.
desert. I never heard this story. I would have heard about it. I
We
ain't
were
saying he just
overruled.
made it up, though.
Actually, there was never a vote, so we weren't overruled. But once something is initiated, we had to roll with it. Luckily, there were cooler heads on the black side who decided the same thing. Fuck that drinking fountain.
No, ain't no
we
cooler
have
heads.
to. They said the other two were hot, and it was like, oh,
Ain't
well.
no cooler heads.
You know?
I just would have been a hot head. Everybody I know just would have been a hot head.
It could have gotten ugly. Ugly
Yeah,
for
you would've
what?
been a fucking cooler head.
For pride and ego. Dudes that had never been at war. Some of them had never done a pegada yet, and they wanted to do them, and they wanted it to be against blacks. They were willing to drag every single one of us into a skirmish, into a war. Over what? Over a drinking fountain? Nah. It was over ego. And some racism. Not from everybody, but from those that decided to move it. Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe.
Okay, there you have it. Again, shout out to Dubs, man. Go watch the video over on his channel. Go subscribe to his channel. Again, he has been, and remains a friend of mine. I did have to respond to the video, and I just wanted my response to be authentic, and that was it. You know, I don't know. I never heard this story. As I said, I was in prison. I pretty much know what's going on in other prisons as well. And I just would think that I would hear about a story like this because, you know, it's going to go up. It's going to be a problem. It's not about being the black leadership having cooler heads, you know, where Dub said cooler heads prevailed. No, no, it's not about having a cooler head. It's just about maintaining your pride and dignity in your manhood and maintaining the dignity of your race at any and all costs. And again, it's inconceivable to me that on any level 4 yard, or really any prison yard, fucking level 1, that any race would muster up the gall and temerity to come and tell the blacks that they cannot drink out of a water faucet that they've been drinking out of this entire time that the yard has been open. And that everyone on the yard, because that means that every black on the yard was okay with it. No matter, there have been situations where every black is cool, but you always have that one that's like, man, fuck that, man. You know, somebody's going to want to, it's going to refute this, bro. Someone is not going to be okay with this, and it's going to want to go up, and it's just going to go up. and then deal with the consequences later if there are some, which there would not have been none over going up over this situation. That would have been the right thing to do immediately. And then y'all surrounded the black. Nobody did anything. Y'all got the handball court. Nobody did anything. What yard was this? All y'all need to holler at y'all homies that was on C Yard, Folsom in 2004, 2005, and call them a bunch of cowards. Every one of them that was on the yard. Every one of them. They was basically on a PC yard. Every one of them, bro. Really? They must have been on the PC yard. They gave up the handball court without a fight. I've never been on a yard like that, on a level 4 yard like that. I've been on level 4 yards where there have been riots and bloodshed with Southsiders and white boys over playing with us over a handball court or pull-up bar, much less mustering up the unmitigated audacity, the unmitigated, unfettered gall to come and tell a group of hungry, thirsty blacks, thirsty for redemption, thirsty for respect in a country that has disrespected them for centuries, that they can't drink out of a water faucet. Hell, many died in the 40s and 50s over this same thing. They got tired back then and started fighting. But decades later, we just regressed and accepted this. That generation that was around then, shout out to my boy Dust, man. I don't know. Maybe he just misremembers, or it was a long time ago. And I don't mean no disrespect to Dubs, but I don't just see how that shit happened like that. I didn't hear it. I've never heard that. I didn't hear that situation or any other situation that's anything remotely like that. I couldn't even imagine something like that happening on a level 4 prison with them sharks that I was there on a level 4 prison with. I can't imagine it. Maybe I'm wrong though. What the hell do I know? Stay free, people!